Good afternoon, Hempfield.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
What up, Hempfield?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Hempfield, I'm Damon.
I'm Mr. Knight, and welcome back for another great week here at Hempfield High School.
Now time for Studio 7.
Welcome to Studio 7.
Now it's time for Studio 7.
Welcome to Studio 7.
Now it's time for Studio 7.
Now it's time for Studio 7.
Hey Hempfield, I'm Izzy.
And I'm Tyler for Studio 7. Today is Monday, April 24th, Win Day 1. Cheerleading tryouts for the fall season will begin on May 8th through the 11th in the Franklin Gym. If you are interested in trying out, check out the Hempfield website under Athletics and Cheerleading for more details.
The annual Multiculti soccer tournament is on May 4th at 3:15 on the quad. Sign up with your language teacher by Wednesday. If you're not currently taking a language, but you're interested in being part of the tournament, feel free to talk to any language teacher. Anyone is welcome.
The Flash is Hempfield's paper, which has recently been digitized. Lexi explored the importance of digitizing the Flash and Hempfield's history.
Hempfield's previously printed newspaper, The Flash, has been digitized.
The Flash newspaper is a student newspaper that has been published by Hempfield students since 1933.
Unfortunately, the school district had to stop printing the newspaper.
Around 2011 or 2012, the school district decided we were not going to print The Flash as a newspaper anymore. So the past few years, The Flash has been a website only.
Unfortunately, The Flash's website has not gained much attention from the student body.
One of our goals now is to really revive The Flash and get back to having a thriving school newspaper.
While the school is trying to bring The Flash back to life, they are also working to preserve the history of The Flash.
It's always concerned that there's all these newspapers and they're starting to get crumbly, and we wanted to do something to preserve them. So the idea came to get them digitized, but we needed funds for that. So we applied for a Hempfield Foundation grant. We got the money, so we were able to ship them off to a digitizing company.
Over 7 decades worth of newspaper articles can be found on the Flash's website, open to anyone.
You can actually go back and look at any edition of the Flash newspaper from the 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, all the way back to its inception, which is really cool just to see how Hempfield's evolved.
It's just a really cool way to capture history, and it's going to be available for forever now. It's not going to go away.
All you have to do to access the Flash's digitized website is go onto the Student Resources page,
where you can then access the HHS Library website, which will take you to the Flash's archive. From there, you can access any newspaper article from the 1930s all the way up to the 2010s.
For Studio 7, I'm Lexi Robbins. Whether this is your first year, your last, or somewhere in between, you've probably walked through this building at least 100 times. But have you ever wondered what these walls used to look like, or what changes our school has gone through within the past few decades? Welcome to the last episode of my segment, Reading Through the Records, where I review archived articles of Hempfield's newspaper, The Flash. Today, let's discuss the renovations done in the 90s. Upon scrolling through the chosen issue for this episode from March of 1993, I found a whole page of articles about the upcoming renovations of the high school. New school on horizon. Asbestos removal to begin in June. There are many reasons for this latest renovation. Between Hempfield's ever-growing population, the harmful asbestos in the floors of our school, a renovation was long overdue. Hempfield opened in 1906 in a 2-story building on Church Street. The district's current administration building was built in 1937 for grades 7 through 12. The Franklin House was built in 1955 to accommodate the district's rapidly growing student populace. In 1962, the Buchanan House wing was added, and 1975 saw a new library and gymnasium. The ground was broken for our most impactful renovation in 1993. I discussed with Joanna Maley her experiences with the renovations as a Hempfield student from 1991 to 1995.
The school was already really crowded before renovations began. So when renovations began and paths needed to be rerouted and certain routes couldn't even be taken, a lot of my classes were in the annex, which is now the administration building, and it was connected with a hallway that was encased. It was framed out, and then it was encased in plastic. And it was a really long walk to go from Buchanan to the annex. It could take 10 minutes, especially with the congestion. One of the things about the old building was all of the windows could open in the classrooms. So that was really great because the temperature wasn't always easily controlled. And afterwards, I think they changed it so only a few windows could open, and that felt kind of stuffy to me. They also revamped the classrooms to have more access for technology. I remember it being kind of a big deal that there was like built-in projector. One of the things I liked about it, though, was the Performing Arts Center addition, and the art department itself got a really nice makeover. The new classrooms for art were really nice.
With this renovation, the 40-year-old high school greeted new plumbing, HVAC, and electrical systems, among other beneficial improvements. A new 3-story wing was added to provide 6 new FCS classrooms, 17 new science labs, a cafeteria to sit 825 students, a new tech lab, and other new facilities. The Hackman Auditorium was replaced with a new Performing Arts Center with a capacity of 1,300. The second floor of the Franklin side was connected to the third floor of the Buchanan side by a new corridor to improve the flow between classes. The original Hackman Auditorium was renovated to create space for the school's performative arts classes. The library saw an extension to house 50,000 volumes, a new media center, 2 classrooms, and a television studio, which is now the hub for Hempfield's developed communication and technology program. The goal of the school's current design was to create a community of department neighborhoods. This school has seen the world change through several generations of students. Over 100 years later, and this is where we stand. I hope you've learned something interesting from my segment. I'm Lizzie Pegg, and thanks for flashing back to the past with me.
Thanks for that segment, Lizzie. Now here's the weather for today, and here's the menu.
That's all for today, Hempfield. There are only 5 more days until Dance Theater opening night. There's still time to buy tickets.